The Iran war is escalating, and the taco that I predicted is not happening. And many others who predicted the same thing, who understand Trump and understand what is at stake and understand this war cannot go on, were wrong too. As a consequence, what we see is the market tanking, the market losing faith, the market also believing before that this has to end very quickly, and it didn't. And if you look at today, we got a little hammered in the beginning and then saw a turnaround here at the end of the trading day when we actually saw oil dropping for completely unknown reasons, at least to my knowledge. And then the market had a little bit of a relief rally, still ended up negative. This is the situation that we are seeing. And here, breaking news. You can also see that stocks fall for a second day, but close of session lows as oil surge eases. And I can show you this very quickly. Not that it's too interesting, because it doesn't make too much sense. But oil here is actually down a lot from its highs, still up. But here, if you look at this, you see that suddenly it dropped. No one knows why. What does it all mean for Tesla? That is the interesting question we have to ask here in this video, as of course Tesla bulls that believe in the future of Tesla. And what does it all mean for the market as a whole? For the Pioneer Alpha portfolio, where we look at the best AGI stocks, including crypto, including finance, but especially built around Tesla and some other pillars like NVDA. So when it comes to Tesla, there is some bad news and other bad news. Tesla is down 3.18%, so way more than it should be in terms of beta. So according to Tesla's beta of 2 to the Nasdaq, it should be down, ending the day down 0.5% or something, but it's down 3.18%, a massive $12 loss after it was already down a lot before. Previous days, you remember that maybe here we reached 402 on March 16th, but that's even pretty bad. Today, total slide, but there's a bunch of bad news for Tesla, tactically very short term on the technical level of the stock. First of all, we dropped a lot in the beginning of the day, and then when the Nasdaq, look at this, look what the Nasdaq actually did. The Nasdaq actually was down a lot here in the beginning of the day, way over 1%. And Tesla was down too. But when the Nasdaq recovered, first of all, Tesla was down more than it was supposed to be, even in the beginning of the day. But then when the recovery happened of the markets, Tesla did not recover at all. In fact, it dropped back, right? It had this little rally here to 383, which is still ridiculous, but then even dropped back. So Tesla right now is dead in the water, not too many signs of life. And when you remember what I said, you remember what Joe said in December, Q1 is going to be bad and there will be air gaps. There will be no catalysts until April, May, which is very soon, but no catalysts until then, and the stock will keep deflating. And what we saw today was exactly that deflation, not in the sense of inflation versus deflation, but deflating air coming out of the stock. Because when everyone loses hope, Tesla can lose hope even more, because we are waiting for robotaxi. We are waiting for that inflection point, and it's not here as I predicted. It won't be here. I predicted April, and I might be even wrong on that. But I predicted definitely not happening in Q1. Lack of other catalysts. Why would a stock with that PE hold up? Now, for us as strategic investors who still believe more than ever maybe that FSD is coming, that Cybercab production is actually absolutely on track, obviously this continuous deflation down could be a gift from heaven if we have the moral and mental fortitude to not jump ship or jump car, jump robotaxi before it happens. So these might be very attractive doubling down prices if you are with me, believing that 2026 will be the year of the Cybercab. And when everyone loses hope because Trump is going crazy, Iran is exploding, everyone is now bombing each other's oil infrastructure, which is a little scary. But of course, for Tesla, why would that even be bad? These are EVs of all things. So we see this happening, and look through the noise, look through all this geopolitical mess that's being created by incompetent people all over the place, or worse than incompetent, We are not commenting on this today. You can go on X and get your rage dose for today if you want. We are focusing on Tesla. And for Tesla, what is happening is we see all the evidence. We see the Cybercab coming. Cybercab production is absolutely on track. Robotaxi tracker, of course, looks bad on some dimensions. On others, it looks very good, because what we saw is actually a further boost over the last few days to 474 cars. We are behind my prediction because I'm saying 900 by end of March. That was my original prediction. We are on a pretty steep thing. We are only 2 weeks behind or something to 900, actually, when you think about it, doubling. But we are at 474. Of course, the actually unsupervised cars are not looking good. That is not rising, so that makes a lot of people concerned when you look at unsupervised. Where's it? Cybercabs 3. It changed everything here. Rider vehicles. I think they removed it. Wow, interesting. This is redesigned. So anyway, this is growing very quickly, and you know that Cybercab is coming and is absolutely on track. The production is absolutely ready to rumble, and we see that Cybercab is coming. Here's Cybercab on the 101 in California, I assume. And we see these things now all over the place. They're coming everywhere. Showing this on February 24th, and so on and so forth. If we believe Cybercab is coming, if we believe April will be the start of mass production, which means latest in May, we will see many hundreds produced. And these things cannot really be useful other than being deployed as Cybercabs. As I said, they are the two bubbles, the bear bubble and the bull bubble, and they are going to smash into each other latest in May, which is in 8 weeks. Latest in May. And then one of the bubbles is going to die. And whoever is in that bubble is going to pop out of the bubble and fall on the floor and break their noses. It could be the bulls or it could be the bears. But the odds that one of these bubbles is going to pop is very high. What does it all mean for us as the people who are very scared by all these rockets and insane people blowing up the Middle East? Here, Netanyahu, still alive it seems, says Iran is being decimated. Oh yeah, but revolution requires ground component. Exactly. So Netanyahu says, let's move all the US soldiers, not Israeli soldiers of course, into Iran, murder everyone, get slaughtered. It's going to be beautiful. And who knows at this point? I would have said, Netanyahu, you lost your marbles. Now I'm saying maybe he knows more than I do. Maybe he knows how to get the Americans into Iran and get them all murdered. So this is happening as we speak. And that is very scary. But when you look through that noise, and if you have people who are going to die in Iran, I'm very sorry. We have to talk about stocks here. So forgive me if I'm not too sensitive to all these things. When you look through that noise of geopolitical madness, it turns out that even though it sounds very scary and for the people affected, it's definitely horrible. But for us, when you're sitting in Europe, in China, in the United States, even though it sounds scary, even though the gas price goes up, even though inflation goes up, of course, a little bit, all of that is not really relevant in the age of AGI when you think about it. All of these things are not relevant when you think about what it means. Here's what Netanyahu said, by the way. That's the latest. People said he's dead. Turns out maybe not. He says we need now the invasion has to continue according to plan. Forget about the scare here. Think about Cybercab. Think about what's going to happen. It doesn't matter if they go nuts again in the Middle East. If an autonomous transportation infrastructure rolls out starting in May, this stock is going to go up a lot. That's what I'm saying. I'm not guaranteeing anyone that this is actually going to happen, but connect the dots, develop your confidence level for Cybercab scaling or not. Look into FSD, look at what Ashok is doing, that he's being repositioned in XAI, meaning maybe his job's already done. I think we might be in for a surprise. I am sticking to my Tesla position, that's for sure. I'm not doubling down yet. I want to wait until the end of this month to see a little bit more. Do we go into a stock market crash? Are they really that crazy to crash the market? Even if geostrategy and politics crashes the, not strategy, forget strategy. geopolitics crashes the market, it's not going to change the trajectory, in my opinion, of Tesla and some other AGI stocks. So I am very greedy. I'm getting more greedy. I want to increase my position, but I think tactically, not this week, not next week. We have to wait for Iran to play out a little bit more, but the clock is ticking for Cybercab and it's coming. So I would stick to your convictions, not get confused by the crazy people, and understand that they cannot stop the progress that we see in AI. That is Tesla, it is also NVDA, it is also crypto, it is a lot of things that cannot be stopped by some crazy people. So that's my take. Tune in again tomorrow, because we will have more on the market, on MicroStrategy, on Bitcoin, on some other things. And I hope you're well, and I see you tomorrow.